All right, so what's new? All right, so I have work coming in from Oregon that was in a show. I have work going out to, what is this thing called? It's like the world's longest show title. It's the National Oil and Acrylic Painters Society First Best of America Small Painting National Juried Exhibition. That's going to be in Nashville, Tennessee, at the Richland Gallery from April 30th through May 26th. So, if anybody's in that area, go check out that show. It's going to be cool. My self-portrait got into that, and it's fun. It's the first new painting that I had gotten done since grad school. So, go check that out. Also, over this weekend, actually Monday, Joanne's art show went up. She put in tons of work, and I'm just so proud of everything that she's been able to do. The kids' work looked fantastic. So that was awesome. Also, there was a BFA show going on at the local university where I did grad school and met some really cool people, and their work was up, and it looked fantastic. On that same kind of topic, I was thinking a lot about undergrad, and I think it's a good time since schools are starting to wrap up and people are thinking about where they're going to be going for undergrad. So let's talk about whether or not you should even go to school. I had a good undergraduate experience. It was great. I met my wife in undergrad. I met some really cool people who are off doing cool things, and that's where I really started to take painting as a career seriously. Going into undergrad, I was just thinking about being a teacher. I wanted to be a high school art teacher really bad, and I thought that was going to be like the perfect job for me, and I really enjoyed it. I got to do it for a short amount of time. I also got to do elementary art for a short amount of time, and that was really fun, and I enjoyed both of those things. And it wasn't until like senior year of undergrad that I decided that I wanted to do the whole studio gallery thing more seriously. So it was great. I really enjoyed undergrad, and I thought it was great for my needs. Not everybody's going to want to go to school and become a teacher. Not everybody's going to want to go to school and just focus only on studio stuff. A lot of people that I knew through undergrad didn't know what they wanted to do. They were in the art building and they were doing all of their classes and everything, and they had no idea what they were going to do once they graduated. They had no plan. They didn't really want to do the gallery thing. They didn't want to teach. They just didn't know what was going on. And a lot of them had been kind of forced into going by their parents, that they were, that their parents were like, fine, go to art school, as long as you're in college, then great. But that means that these people were going and getting into thousands of dollars of debt for something that they weren't really that invested in. So if you're going to be going into college and you have a career path in mind, you know exactly what you want to do, and you're going to fight for it the entire way, then yeah, absolutely. Go to college, go and do that whole thing. If you're unsure about what you want to do and you think that going to college and just taking a bunch of classes is going to be the right way to go, probably not. If you don't have a set path that you're going to follow and you're just kind of meandering through life in college, you're not going to get anywhere fast and you're going to spend a lot of money. You are far better off just getting a job somewhere. Go spend your time saving up your money, and then once you really know what you want to do, then go after it. So if art is what you really want to do, if you want to be an artist, if you want to be a teacher, then find the program that's going to best fit you. When it comes to an art school, you should probably really think about what you want to get out of that experience. Personally, I think that you should go in, you should know what you want to major in ahead of time. I think that you should know what medium you want to specialize in ahead of time, that you should have some experience with different media, hit the ground running, and go after what it is that you want. It is important as an artist to have an understanding of all the different media to an extent. That, as a painter, you need to have some idea of sculpture and three-dimensional space. You need to be able to visualize that. You need to be able to understand how all of that kind of works. Painting and drawing go together hand in hand. You should not only be taking painting classes. You should not only be taking drawing classes. Those two things, you got to kind of get a healthy mix of those. If you're doing sculpture, you need to be doing ceramics and glass and like everything else in there, because chances are you're probably going to be working in some combination of those media. The school that I went to recently went through and got rid of individual media majors. That you're no longer a painting student, you're no longer a photography student, you are now just an art student, and they cleared it up so that you could take whatever courses you want, and they encourage the students to take as diverse of a course load as they possibly can. Now, the bad thing with that is that people are still graduating on time, which means that they are not taking as many classes specializing in one thing as they should be. So some people are off doing, you know, a little bit of ceramics, a little bit of video, a little bit of everything, and they're not really getting good at one thing. So then when they come out of it, they don't necessarily have a specialization where they can then go into a specific job, a specific field. They don't necessarily know what they want to do if they decide to go into grad school, because they're not really good at one thing. And you should kind of be good at, you should kind of have a specialization. So the work that comes out of that program then, everything is super mediocre and it's kind of disjointed. That, you know, a lot of the past BFA shows, thankfully it wasn't that way this year, but a lot of the past BFA shows, it was like, you know, people trying to mix video with ceramics in these massive installations, and like, it was kind of interesting from an academic standpoint, but if you separated the work from each other, you'd never be able to sell it in a gallery because it wouldn't make sense. So these people ended up having these big installations that would just kind of sit in their closet for a long time. And none of the work was really amazing. That was the nice thing about this year, was that it seemed that despite the school trying to push everybody into all these different classes, there were some people that were really devoted to learning how to be a really good painter. The woman who won Best of Show had really amazing paintings that, I mean, they were awesome. So basically what I'm saying is that it's a good idea to get some idea of what the program is like. Basically, all in all, you're going to be spending a lot of money. Make sure that you're getting your money's worth. Make sure that you're getting the education that you need. Make sure that you're getting the education that is going to benefit you the most when you leave, so that you are completely set up to be successful when you leave that school, and not graduate in 4 or 5 years and still not know what you want to do with your life. Undergrad programs can be awesome because the universities devote a lot more faculty to their undergrad programs. So you get a lot more attention, you get a lot more interaction with your professors, and all in all, it can be a really great experience if you put in the work. There's a lot of people that will go and they'll just sit around and they won't put in the effort in the studio, and they won't end up becoming anything. You have to be that one person out of the group that puts in their whole heart into the studio, that really spends all of their time working and devoting their lives to becoming a better artist. So hopefully that helps. Don't just go to college because your parents are pushing you into it. If you don't know what you want to do, take some time. Figure out what you want to do. If art is the direction that you want to go, fully invest yourself. You have to work harder than everyone around you if you want to be successful. And find the school that is going to most benefit you. If you want to be a figurative artist, you might have to go to a school that's going to focus more on anatomy. It might be a private school. It might even be that you have to be an illustration major. Keep your options open and just work your butt off. Alright, that's it from me. So I will see you guys next week. Check me out on Instagram at Matthew Cook Art, and please like and subscribe. See ya.